October 1st, 2016. Very short but very important update, guys. You just saw a filament released from the surface of the sun, and it is directly facing our planet. We will feel the impacts. You're going to have three different sections of this impact. The initial proton burst release in the A satellite has already picked that up. As I pause this, check this out. What it did was the worst case scenario. It released from the top left section and did a whip-like motion towards our planet and then released at the bottom half. Now, switching satellites, again an Earth-facing image from SOHO LASCO C3. You saw the comet dive in at the bottom right quadrant. Now you're going to see from yesterday a very powerful coronal mass ejection in itself there off to the right. Now the one coming up, as you watch the timestamp, now we're in October 1st, you're only seeing the outside edges of it because you have that occulter disk that's blocking the view between us and the sun. That initial burst has already been picked up by the A satellites, which is an early warning system, but it has not arrived here. You're going to have that. You're going to have the actual plasma field related to the coronal mass ejection, and there was an energy burst as that the remains of that filament collapsed back to the surface of the sun, created that channel and a resulting Hyder flare, which in itself can release energy. I'm afraid we're going to see earthquake impacts from that filament release. Yesterday, of all places, as we're watching this hurricane, Cuba got a 5.0. You had a 5.2 on the North Atlantic ridge, guys. But more importantly, in certain ways, is that in Iceland, near the Katla volcano, they raised that alert to a yellow because they've had 3 magnitudes, 3 quakes yesterday, 3+. Those are the largest in over a decade that they've had under the caldera. Now, it's covered in ice, and they're very close to the surface. Two things can happen. You can have an eruption. We've seen that before. The last time on Iceland, when the volcano started going off, it interrupted air travel to Europe. But what could happen is it could melt that ice cap and create large areas of flooding in Iceland. It's also a seismic region that's attached to the quake that we just saw below it, the 5.2 on the North Atlantic ridge. We will update this. It just happened, guys. The information and the final images are coming in. We have to watch it. This is going to, I'm issuing an earthquake warning for our planet. Watch for the updates. Be safe. October 1st, 2016. Very short but very important update, guys. You just saw a filament released from the surface of the sun, and it is directly facing our planet. We will feel the impacts. You're going to have 3 different sections of this impact. The initial